on FS1. Well, Anthony Davis's reps have made no secret about not only wanting him out of New Orleans, but also wanting him to come to the Lakers. But there's one problem. It doesn't look like the Pelicans want to honor those wishes. Woj reports the Pelicans have no interest in trading AD to the Lakers at this time. And ESPN reports that the Pelicans GM is, quote, not picking up his phone when it comes to trade calls. And the deadline is 1 week from today. We're joined once again by Michael Rappaport. So, Michael, should AD be able to force his way to the Lakers?
Before I was one of the great sports cynics, world-class podcaster, and, of course, world-renowned actor, I was a fan. I was a fan. And the fan in me is what lives the most. And when I hear a player during the middle of the season saying, you want to be traded, the fan in me starts to weep. The fan in me starts to cry because I say, why? Okay, you say you want to be traded? Okay, so now we're going to trade you where we want to trade you, or not trade you where we want to trade you, or we'll Le'Veon Bell you. You don't want to play? You sit on the bench. Jahlil Okafor's, he's starting to come forward. I don't know why these players think that their legacy will be cemented. This is all about cementing legacies. When I think of Gary Payton, I think of a killer point guard, one of the best point guards in the 90s. I think of him losing inevitably to the Chicago Bulls. I don't think of him cementing his legacy with the Miami Heat winning a championship. When I think of Allen Iverson, I think of an MVP season. They lost to a better team. Your legacy is not cemented by these rings. These players all think, I have to win a ring. If I don't win a ring, I'm going to get teased on TNT like Charles Barkley. I'd rather be Charles Barkley than a lot of these guys. I'd rather be Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone. So, listen, you want to get traded? Well, maybe we'll trade you. Maybe we won't. We took you out of the opening montage at the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yep.
If the chips are going to fall where they're going to fall. Anthony Davis is a great player, but I just don't understand what's going to happen. They trade him to the Los Angeles Lakers now. They get rid of all their guys. They're going to win the championship this year? No. There's a great free agent crop coming in the summertime. All these guys are going to be up for grabs. You want to get rid of Kuzma, you want to get rid of Ingram, you want to get rid of all these young guys for Anthony Davis now to do what? To inevitably lose, which you're going to do whether LeBron's there or not.
Whatever. Let me ask you a question, Mike.
Yes?
Do your heart weep when teams trade great players because they're making business decisions? Does your heart weep the same way for when a team trades a player as when a player requests a trade? I just need to know.
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
It doesn't weep the same way. Shannon, let me tell you something. Every one of these kids thinks they're the dude. Lonzo Ball chimes in, well, I'd prefer to go to Chicago or New York. Says who? Who cares what you think? You're not that good, my man. You're going to go where you're going to go because you're not that good.
You're not going to get any debate from me on that one.
But you will
because
from me.
See what has happened.
But it's from everybody, though. It's around the league. It's the mentality of all of them. They all think they're that dude. You're not.
But the thing is, Skip and I talked about this. The NBA, more so than any other professional sports, is a superstar league. And superstars have always had power. There's a reason why Michael Jordan said, yeah, I'll play on the 92 Dream Team, but this guy can't be on it or I'm not playing. And guess what happened? He wasn't on it. When Magic Johnson went to Dr. Buss and says, you know what? It's either Paul Westhead or it's me. It was him. Westhead had won a title Magic's rookie year, and he was gone 2 years later. So this notion that all of a sudden these superstar players have power is disingenuous. They've always had power. Now they have more, and they're not afraid to wield that power. None other than my guy. The king himself, LeBron James, has that Thor hammer, and he swings it with authority.
Yep.
And the other guy says, you know what? We might not have as much power as LeBron, but we do have some. Skip Bayless, they went to Dale Demps earlier this year. I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard from sources that they told Dale Demps earlier, Dale, we want out. We're not signing the extension. Dale Demps thought they were bull-jiving because AD's having a career year. He's laughing. He's joking with his teammates. He's like, nah, we good. So this was the steps they had to take to let Dale know, nah, we for real, bruh. We for real. We told you this. But so you didn't want to hear what we had to say, so we got to go public with it.
So I have a confession to make here to my man LaShannon Sharp and to you, Michael Rappaport. I should be more outraged by what is happening here because...
Get nuts, Skip.
Well, again, it does offend me that the king is trying to flex or throw his Thor hammer or whatever he's trying to do.
Yeah.
And just strong-arm his way to have AD in L.A. It's offensive to me, but I do love it for this reason, because I'm with you on your conclusive point, and that point is I don't think LeBron could win with AD in L.A. I think AD is still overrated. He's not a takeover guy. I think he'd be much better with LeBron. He's a stats guy more than a W versus L guy because he doesn't put up big W's, and I don't know that he would rise and shine in big playoff games alongside LeBron James. So I would love it if at trade deadline they pull this off, and I still think they will pull this off because he
Going
is
to the
LeBron.
Lakers.
Yes, I do believe it because they have made it very clear to the Celtics. Let's start with the Celtics and your Knicks. No way are we signing long-term. Now, there's a new report on ESPN. The Celtics believe with all their heart and souls that they believe they can convince Anthony Davis long-term to come to Boston because they won't have to give up Jason Tatum to trade for AD. So it'd be...
What are they going to do about Kyrie?
Okay,
Skip?
well, they think they can re-sign Kyrie. So with Kyrie, Jason, and AD, they could dominate the East, and they'll be able to talk AD into loving Boston and loving being in the Eastern Conference. No, no, no. Rich Paul will say no, no, no. LeBron will say no, no, no to that, and they will eat it big time because he will never be happy in Boston. He's made it very clear, L.A. or bust. And so it's up to the Pelicans now to come to their senses at the deadline and take their pick of all the kids. I like Lonzo Ball, and I think he could be the linchpin in this deal. He could be the X factor for everybody. I don't know if he winds up at another team, but if they can wind up with 3 or 4 of these kids on their roster, they're going to be good enough to compete in the West. They should do the deal because they don't have another out. That LeBron and Rich Paul have backed them into a corner just the way that guy in San Antonio last year backed the Spurs into the corner.
Is it the name of the team? I'm sorry, I'm confused. It's early. Is it the Los Angeles Lakers or the LA Clutch Sports?
Clutch Sport.
It's okay, because it's no longer the Lakers.
That's the way it works, Michael. Get used to it.
I'm sorry, it's early. I'm sorry.
Wait a second. It's actually Unclutch Sports.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay.
But I don't want to get into a hating Anthony Davis thing, but a guy who says, and I quote, I have to play perfect every single night for my team to win. That shows that his brow's bigger than his heart.
Yep.
You want to be great. Of course you have to play perfect every night, but you're complaining about it? That's a burden? That's a problem?
Let me ask you a
point.
question.
I
Let me
agree
ask you a
with
question. Did Michael Jordan play great every night? Did Larry Bird play great every night?
Whatever he
Pretty
did or
close.
didn't do, he wasn't crying and complaining about it. These were grown men when they came in there.
All I'm saying, 29, 13 and a half, 4 and a half, 2 and 2.
Let me pose this question to you, LaShannon.
Yes.
If the Lakers pull off this trade this season and they decimate their roster and they have guys coming in from the G League, the D League, Australia, and they get Anthony Davis, and be totally serious with me, do you think this season they will win the championship? The
Western Conference Finals.
And you know what, Shannon? I think that with this roster and healthy LeBron, they could still get to the Western Conference Final. So why not say, you know what, we're going to play it out. We have these young guys. We don't have to get rid of any of them. And in the summertime, we'll let the chips fall where they may. Anthony Davis, maybe...
We're going to let the chips fall where they may. We're going to get Anthony Davis and another free agent.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
This guy,
That's what's going to happen.
But you know why?
When you come back, I'm checking for you.
Yeah, LeBron needs help. He needs help. Lots of help.
1 week until that trade deadline. All right, I am looking forward to this next one. Is Michael ready to jump on the Tom Brady bandwagon?
Good question.
Let's see what he has to say. I already see his face. I'll tell you next.